Hello. Hi guys, happy Monday. Trust that all is well with all of you. I hope that you would have had a restful, rejuvenating, revitalizing weekend and you're starting off the week with your batteries filled. Today, I just want to continue the conversation about favored, the other side of favor. And I am no shame here in my game. I'm going back to my boy Joseph. Now, we wouldn't read all of the things, but I would like you to read like Genesis chapter 37, 39, 41. Just read those chapters so that you could get a proper essence of the favor. So I just reading a few in Genesis 37. It says, Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. This is the account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers, the son of Bilhah, and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Now there's nowhere here that said Joseph asked for the robe. Of many colors, some versions have it. Nobody recorded a request for such a robe. Nevertheless, his father favored him more, loved him more than the other brothers. They knew it and they hated him for it, and not even a kind word could come out of their mouth concerning him. Like I said, read 39, 41, just read on as we go along. Joseph ended up in the hands of his brothers, those that couldn't even speak a kind word to him. These fellows, they did the most. They sent their father into premature grief, claimed Joseph died when in truth and in fact they sold him, tore up the robe, dipped it in blood. They didn't, anyway, let me stay focused. Dipped the robe in blood and carried it back, saying that an animal tore up his son and he is now dead. Knowing fully well what they would have done. So you see your father in that level of grief, and not one of them opened their mouth to say, well, what had happened was not a soul. So that man lived with that pain. I'm trying to make this one video and close off our April and not start off May with this type of, some people might say, this type of heaviness. With this version of favor. Now, this man went through the grief that he would have gone through thinking that your son is dead, when in truth and in fact it's your other sons that was just doing the most. Nevertheless, sold, accused wrongly, imprisoned, and then he ends up in Pharaoh's house, farming. And by the time they got 2 years into the 7 years of what is the designated time for the famine, as interpreted by Joseph based on Pharaoh's dream, year 2, they found themselves in front of the one that they couldn't speak a kind word to. And you would think to yourself, what kind of favor is this? One would think, like I heard somebody say recently, that individuals could be built for adversity. What was that? What is that? built for adversity. Like, what behind my head scratching me, like for real. Somebody tell you that you see a life like Joseph, and you start to think to yourself from the age of 17, so from your teenage years, you going through it, so from a teenager, you here grinding, and you would want to tell yourself like, don't build me, so don't build me. You know, when people have those blocks, them Lego blocks, and you could build anything that you wanted. Do not build me so. Sometimes you want to tell God, don't build me like that. But there are some of us who might be in a position where we're that favored, where we're built in that type of way, where, like Job, God just grants permission because he know you could handle it. He know you could deal with it. He know you could handle it and still come out intact. Your salvation intact, your Christianity intact, your relationship with him intact. He allows certain people to go through those things because he know how they're built. Again, short today. If you are such a one who has been built, it would seem, for adversity, built, favored to go through difficult, unpleasant situations, because God knows. He knitted you in your mother's womb, and he knows the one that he knitted. He knows the things that you could handle. Again, just pray and ask God for the grace. Father, you seem to think that my shoulders this broad. Everybody understep here, but mine's all out here and able to carry more. Give me the grace. Give me the strength. Help my mind. Help my heart. Help me mentally, emotionally, and psychologically to be able to bear the load of the adversities when they come, to be able to still be thankful. Job, not that he said, no? When all them things that happened to Job, so Job just threw himself down in worship to God. Help me to maintain the right posture despite the heaviness of the load that I have been built to carry. That's all I can say. So, last Monday in April here, to those of you, those of us, built like that, grace and peace, strength, joy, peace, grace, while you carry, while you manage, while you persevere.